On this episode of Pimp My Setup, we're going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts
now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup episode number 76, recorded live on February 21st, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly.
And I'm Kurt Grosser. You can find me on Twitter at Kurt Grosser.
So, Kurt, let's just talk about this real quick. You were on a previous episode. I think it was like 53, 50 something, one of the 50s, something like that. And basically what happened was
I got roasted.
You got roasted. People hated your guts, and you're back now. You did a whole setup addict, treatment. You went through all these different tests to kind of make sure your mentality is there and you're a good person and you're not going to hurt people's feelings today. So, do you feel better?
I feel like the Setup Addicts Rehabilitation Center really brought light to my appreciation of setups.
Good. So today, guys, Kurt may win your heart back, or he might step on it. And hopefully that doesn't happen. We will see. But anyways, guys, quickly, I want to let you know my podcast I do with John Prosser is available on iTunes. Go on over to iTunes.com. Actually, I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to go on your phone. I don't even know. I'll be honest. I haven't even checked it out yet. But you should go on your phone, right? Go to the podcast section and search Average White Kids. And then leave it a 5-star and write something funny for a review, and that way we'll get on new and noteworthy, and maybe I'll learn how to actually do this stuff. By the way, you want to submit your setup? You should. I actually have been emailing people now if they're going to be on an episode. So if you've submitted before today, the 21st of February, and you did not get an email, chances are, well, actually, it's 100% true, you are not on the show. So you definitely need to take better photos, or I'm doing you a favor to the point where you need to just clean your setup, and I don't want to get you roasted. I mean, I got Kurt on the show. I don't know how this is going to go, so keep that in mind. But yeah, anyways, link for all that stuff is down below. So here we go. First setup of the day submitted by Sam. He's from England. He's working temp jobs to save up. He's basically, by the way, he's in an attic, so that's something good to know. And yeah, he just basically said, he said something like, "Do not recommend me headsets or over-ear headphones as I find it very uncomfortable and can only use Apple EarPods." Well, actually, Sam, I had no plans of doing so, but anyways, Kurt, how old do you think Sam is?
Well, he said he's working temp jobs, so I'm going to say about 20.
20. That's very close. 21. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, he's 21. And you know what? When I look at this, I have a lot of things going on that, I don't know how I feel about this, but at the same time, I think it's very good. And what, Dad, you want to say something already?
I'm thinking Tetris.
Tetris?
The way the death slides underneath the...
Yeah. That's one thing I was going to say. I get that you're in an attic, but why would you have all the room to the left? Why are you pushing yourself to that right side? You lose space. But, Kurt, what is the one thing that you do not like about this setup?
Lack really any theme. It's you have a car, and then that's it. You got black desk, black monitors. There's nothing that shows me that
it's
there's something other than us. Yeah, there's no personality to it.
Yeah. Well, here's the first thing I see. He's got a nice case, and it's got the red, but why red? Is there a reason? Because I don't see any other red in your setup. So, why not take that red color and spread it through? It looks like blah. There's no life to it. And honestly, it's not bad. You have, good speakers. You have good peripherals. You have nice displays, and everything's great in that sense. Your cable management isn't awful. Really, the only cable we're seeing is the one from the lamp, and who cares? So, honestly, it's not bad in the sense of setup, but I think it's bad in the sense of making it yours and really utilizing your attic. Because what I want to know is this where your whole bedroom is, or is this just your mom said, or I don't know if this is your own place or whatever, you're this is where I'm putting my setup. Why not do more to that space? All that empty room. You got to do something. So, Kurt, what is the first thing that you would change aside from personality? Is there anything you don't like, desk-wise?
Desk is actually not bad. I mean, I like a desk where it's completely open. There's no shelves on either side of me because I like being able to, man spread. Because having that leg room is important.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got a fair amount of it, but I can just see if I swayed my chair, I'd be banging my knees or something, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Another missed opportunity is the shelves on the left side. Put some stuff there. Literally, we know nothing about you if your monitors were off. Since your monitor's on, it's like, oh, okay, I know a little bit more about you. But even then, it's like, really? Is that it? And put a little bit more time into the lamp, too. I feel like if you are going to keep it there because for some reason you're reading a book at your desk or whatever, then at least feed it through the middle of the shelf, and that way it'll be hidden behind the monitors, whatever. But, yeah.
Granted, the switch for it is on the middle of the board.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could still...
There is ways you can hide that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What do you want to say then?
I would swing the whole setup to the right, mount the monitors on the low part of the wall that's right above there. You'd get the full use of your top of your little shelving system there. Mm-hmm. You can actually mount LED lights underneath that half wall.
Yeah.
And I would, then you can move. I don't know. Is that a shelf or is that a lamp? What is that?
It's a shelf.
It's a shelf.
Yeah.
And you don't even need that shelf, but then that gives you so much more room.
Yeah, I get why you put it there because it's like, oh look, it's right on top of the monitors, makes it look cool, I guess. I don't know, but I agree. That's actually a good idea because then you could utilize that backspace for storage behind this desk and for extra cable management and whatnot. So that's a good idea. One thing I would like to see is a really far back shot of the attic and kind of see how are you going to utilize this space. He said he's got not a lot of room up there, but it looks like he has some decent room to kind of
if he's got all that room around him, then that needs to be used because if you're just going to sit in the corner, your little hermit corner, then you're not going to be comfortable and you're not going to have enough room to show personality.
Yeah, Dad, you should be switching to the full picture.
Just crayon.
People can't even see the lamp or anything we were talking about.
You can't see the lamp anyway.
Yeah, you can. It's at the top. But what? No, you can't. No, you can't. Yeah. So, and then the other thing you need to do is zoom in and out on photos because it pisses people off in the chat. I say do it. Not excessive, in and out, in and out, in and out, but no joke. Seriously, I get comments sometimes dude, I have a freaking trash can next to me because I'm gonna vomit. But anyways, whatever. Okay, that's it for Sam. We're gonna go through these kind of quick because we do have 9 setups. And this next one is interesting. It's different. Now the actual setup part is not bad, but everything around it's kind of like an explosion. So
in your face.
Yeah. But let's read the story so we know a little bit more. This is Chris. He's an engineering student. He uses his computer for school and games. His room is decorated by his little son. So he said sorry for the random stickers. Obviously, he doesn't have a lot of control over that because what are you gonna tell your kid? No, no, you can't. Yeah. You can't have fun. And then he also said, let's see, his chair, which actually I should have included. He had a separate picture of just his chair. It's an actual Kirky racing seat fabricated to an old chair, so it still lowers and raises. Damn. It's supposed to be pretty cool. Anyways, taking a look at this, what do you think?
He's crammed himself in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And setups where you cram yourself right in the corner they don't seem comfortable.
I agree. Yeah, here's the first problem. People are saying, yo, this should be on Setup Nightmares. It should be on Setup Nightmares. There's a big difference. Setup Nightmares is disgusting to where it's just the floor is nasty. There's just things that should not be out at all. But this, believe it or not, is an organized mess. Everything's shoved into the shelves. The actual desktop is not that bad at all. He does not have bad cable management. I mean, the power supply is hung a little low, but still,
that could be fixed.
Yeah, I mean that's a little thing. He would have to probably pull his desk out a little bit more to get the clearance that he needs. But I mean, it's not bad. I think it's eyesores more than anything, like the stickers, but, you know, I'm not going to hate on that. And the drawer and the whole furniture piece to the side is just beaten to shit. So that's why it looks like that. But then he's got an aquarium, and it's like, oh, that's nice.
But I don't see any fish.
Yeah, he may have killed them. I'm just going to make the assumption based on everything else, but I'm not going to... Okay, here... I was going to make more jokes.
Well, how old is he?
I didn't ask?
No, you didn't even ask me that.
How old do you think he is?
Well, you said he is a kid, so I'm going to say like 25.
What'd you say?
25?
Oh, he's 24.
24.
So yeah, close. And by the way, guys, I'm sorry Kurt's audio every little bit goes in and out, but...
So why don't you duplicate that for yourself to make it more in tune with him? Just go... What?
Yeah. So it all seems normal. And really good. But anyways, the one thing I don't like is the placement of the PC. And trust me, I get it. You don't have a lot of space. You're cramped into this little desk, and you're really trying to maximize, you know, screen real estate and things like that with Jerry's big face right there. Oh, there is a fish? Oh, there's one. The lone survivor.
Lone survivor.
Anyways, the PC though is in a scary spot because I do not trust. Is that a part of the desk? Like, is that the hutch? I think so. It looks like the poles.
It looks like
off.
the hutch, but that looks like you put the PC on there and you're like completely pushing the limits of the hutch.
Yeah, that's why I'm scared, because I do not think that's gonna last long, and it's gonna end bad for your PC, your monitors, everything. Just done.
Just gonzo.
Yeah, and I think it does have to do with, you know, the walls too are not like the prettiest, and he does have like the things, like the papers just stuck to the wall. I think it's that. I think it's the surrounding part. But let's say, Kurt, we just pulled out the desk with the monitors and the PC and everything. It's not that bad, right?
No, it looks decent. Still a mess, but it's not. Mm-hmm. It's cluttered, but it's not, you know, everywhere cluttered.
Yeah, it's an organized mess, to say the least. Anyways, like I said, we have a lot of setups, so we're going to go to the next one. This is submitted by Ties. Interesting name. Maybe that's a thing in another country. It's like a cool name. I don't know. Let's see. Hi, Matt. I just put the finishing touches on my new setup. I wanted to get your opinion on it. I do casual gaming, but mainly it's for productivity, where I do video editing for clients, and I occasionally use it for some schoolwork. The whole desk was designed and built by myself from cheap MDF board and reclaimed pallet wood. It's a sit-stand desk. That's why there's some slack. And then let's see. There's some ventilation holes, aka fart holes, for the desk, so that the computer gets some air. And it is still a Mac Pro, but he did some upgrades to it. And yeah, that's really all you need to know. So with that in mind, how old do you think he is?
18.
18. He's 17. So you're like a year off on every single person so far.
Oh my god.
But can we talk about how sick the
desk is?
That, first off, but what I also really, really like is like the Legos. You got the Lego R2-D2, Wally, the cars, and then he's got a dope train up at the top, which you can't see because my dad does not pay attention. He's just sitting there. And then the pallet, you could see, like he said, he used pallet wood for monitor stands, which definitely is like a nice little touch. It kind of, you know, just works. And he's using like the older Mac keyboard, and then the what was that, the Magic Mouse? I forgot. It's been a while since I've been an Apple guy.
Those old Apple keyboards are really nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We still have, right? That we still have one of the really old ones, but. Yeah, I love the look of that Mac Pro. I say it every episode we see it. I still have one in my garage. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I really like the whole space. Now, maybe I'm crazy here, but do you think that little open spot is just kind of like, feel it?
Needs a poster.
Yeah, like it is so, like, first off, he's got the light that shines down. So something like a nice canvas.
It's waiting for something.
Yeah, like it would look absolutely stunning.
Or maybe like a shelf of figures, because then you have the light shining on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd actually be good. Put like a shelf there with some stuff. But yeah, maybe even a third monitor. Like that would look cool. I don't know. Maybe like, no, I don't. Maybe not.
No, you don't like the monitor above it? That's not bad.
I would put like a 32-inch TV or something. I don't know, like a tilt. That might work. I don't know how big that space is though, because those could be 23-inch monitors, and then he doesn't really have that much room there. You know what I mean? So if you put a 32-inch TV, that might even like suffocate that whole area, and he's going for that simplicity.
Yeah, he would be saying something else.
Yeah. So, Kurt, what is one thing that you really like and one thing that you don't like?
I really like the toys on the shelf because it shows personality.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that he loves Star Wars and he loves Disney movies and apparently he likes trains.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock you for that.
What do you not like though? What's one thing you don't like?
I mean, I get that they're monitor stands, but the pallets are the big things that are bugging me. That's like my only major gripe.
Really, you don't like that?
Or binder in the corner. Put more toys there instead of.
True, but he does client work, so he needs all his client information at hand.
True.
You know, you can't trust the internet. That stuff could be gone tomorrow, man.
It's a Lego train.
It is a Lego train. So he's really into Legos. I think honestly, I kind of want to get that R2D2. I'm not lying. I think I might actually look that up on Amazon.
Well, I think it's very expensive.
Really? Oh god. Maybe I don't want it. But anyways, people are saying he should put an ultra wide above, and I agree with that. But I'd rather have the ultra wide dead center. Because I use 2 ultra wides in my main workflow, and I could never go back to using a normal monitor. There's no way possible. And I would love if he had one front center and then maybe those 2 mounted above. And, you know, I guess because if he's using like Adobe Premiere, you could have all like the bins up on one side, like the preview display, but then use your ultra wide as like the main part of it. I mean, trust me, changes the way I do life. I'm just going to say that. But any final thoughts for Ty's?
Not really, other than it's really nice.
Yeah, I really wish your microphone wasn't going in and out, but
I really wish it wasn't.
Yeah, it's called the internet. So anyways, next setup here is submitted by Scott, and now the next 2 setups, the photos are not great, and I felt bad, but I was just like, you know what, I let them on, so don't hate them, hate me. Well, actually, you could hate them for not taking the best photos, but anyways, so let's see. This is submitted by Scott. He's from a little village in UK. He's a passionate gamer. He's a flight crew for a British airline. He also spends a lot of time traveling the world, and he's watched my show from various countries. He's a big movie gaming geek. Hope my pictures are okay. Well, and yeah, so basically, he also has a nice chair, the Vertigear or whatever, but it's not pictured, just so people know. But Kurt, taking a look at this, how old do you think he is?
16.
Well, you cut out.
16.
16. Okay. He's 30, but same thing.
He's 30.
I said he was for a flight crew, and he's been all around the world. You're like, yeah, that's probably 16. It sounds about right.
No. The part.
Well, you know what, Kurt? Maybe you should listen a little bit better next time. But anyways, yeah, so he's 30. And when I look at this, first off, personality, perfect. I mean, look at that. He's got Guardians of the Galaxy, Destiny hung up on the wall, and then even better, look in that glass shelf. I always wanted like a glass shelf. First off, he's got a lot of, I mean, the subwoofer is probably not in the best spot, but he has a lot of pop vinyls, and he's got like the basketball, which shows a little bit about himself. He's got all the airplanes in the middle. He's got tons of different things all over the place, which show that he like this is his setup. So no one else could go in there and be like, yeah, I like all the same things. This is my setup now. It's not how it works. But how do you feel about the actual setup part?
Feels kind of cramped.
Huh?
Feels kind of cramped.
Oh, okay. And so, what would you change to make it better?
Well, it looks like you've got a small space to work in, so it's kind of hard. But I kind of feel like that TV it's so big.
Yeah.
You're sitting so close to it if you're sitting in your chair.
Well, he might sit on his bed when he's actually... Because if you go to the next photo, you'll see that he's...
see the bed.
Yeah, so maybe he sits on the bed when he plays games. I mean, he has an awesome entertainment setup.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the PS3, the PS4. You know, they're perfectly laid out. They're not, you know... You can't see any of the wires, which is good. I don't know. To me, it just feels kind of smushed in.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely working with what he has. Like, let's say he didn't have that bed in the room, changes the game, because then he could get a bigger desk. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah. He just is tight on space. He has every possible thing he could need, but he just doesn't have enough room to display it. Like, he's got 4 pop vinyls and a plant just on his PC. And then in the bottom parts of his desk, he's got a couple of pop vinyls and other figures. And then over on the other side, he's got, on the display case, he has so much going on. I mean, overall, it's just full of the max, and it's not going to work with his space. But I have to give him props for making it look clean still. Yeah. I mean, cable management's not bad under the desk because you don't see anything. I mean, it's not bad at all. My main thing would be a subwoofer. I don't know, Dad. Do you think that's a good placement for a subwoofer?
I'm surprised anything stands up in that glass cabinet. Every time the low vibrations, it would make everything shake and fall over. The other thing I have a question on: you put a plant on top of your case. When you water that plant, water comes out through the bottom.
It's probably fake, but
what?
Do you think it's fake?
I don't know.
It looks plastic to me.
Yeah, hopefully it's fake. Otherwise,
I can't smell it from here. So
true. Yeah, well, hopefully he's not actually watering his plant on his PC case. But I will give him the benefit of the doubt there and say that he doesn't. But yeah, I really think it comes down to, like, you made it work. Props to you, but I don't think you could buy one more thing for that setup. Like, not even one more pop vinyl. You were literally maxed out.
Well, he had to put one in the corner on his entertainment center.
Yeah, he's putting on like all the little shelves and everything, but yeah. Anyways, let's go on to the next setup here. Next setup now, again, guys, I said picture's not the best, and I apologize, but this person has been submitting for, I think, like 4 months now, and they've been trying, and they just can't get a better picture. So I am just being a nice person, and I'm just going to say okay. But keep in mind, if your photos suck in the future, you're not getting on the show. Anyways, this setup is submitted by Melanie, and let's see, Melanie's been watching for a while. She's been on Setup Addicts, the Facebook group, which if you guys are not a part of that, you should go check it out, setupaddicts.com. And she basically plans on building a PC over the summer, and the TV above was a gift, and apparently she said she can't lower it, which that's one of my complaints, but whatever. Yeah, so how old do you think she is?
I say 19.
19? She is 17, so close enough. But yeah, this one, okay, here's the thing. Second photos, we'll show it real quick. It's nothing crazy. Just shows that, like, okay, cable management's not bad. It's kind of, placed nicely with the subwoofer. Made it work. Great.
Still
That's awesome.
gaudy looking, but,
Yeah, but for what it is, and from a normal, like, distance and a normal height, you're not actually going to see any of that, which is good. But, yeah, I mean, first off, now this is one of my other things. When you submit a photo to Pimp My Setup and you take it with not even an amazing DSLR, but just like with an iPhone or something, and it's good lighting and good presentation on the monitors, it's going to make your setup look a million times better. But the first thing I realized with this photo is like that yellow tint from the wall, and it offsets the white balance, and everything's all like kind of like, it really, like, it's just weird. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, people need to learn. Be a video you should make for your new series. How to take photos for My Setup.
Oh, that's one of them coming, and it's not gonna be nice and happy.
And like, she's got an iPhone on her desk, so what?
But yeah, that looks like an iPhone 4, man. That looks like those things are. It's so weird now when you hold an iPhone 4 in your hand, and you're like, how do we even use this?
Because I'm used to holding a 5.5-inch phone in my hand.
Yeah, it's very weird. But that's a different topic. What?
I'm not even gonna go there.
Okay. So, anyways, here's the thing. Actual setup part. I think your main issue is that is that one of like the Xbox Elites or whatever? Like, what is that thing? Or
yeah,
no,
that's
like
the 360 Elite. That's the last 360 they made before the Xbox One.
Okay, yeah. I remember them changing the design a little. I think that's your main problem, honestly. And I think you had a keyboard tray. I really can't tell. I don't want to look, but I'm
the
going to
second
assume.
photo, if you look at the
It's a
second
laptop.
photo, it is a keyboard tray.
Yeah, the laptop.
There's a laptop there? Okay. Well, I would love to see your Xbox go there because your problem is I think you're kind of pushing yourself further and further to a side because you need that space for the Xbox. And I think the 360 can actually be stood up with no issues at all.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep it on your desktop, stand it up. You know, do that. It's not bad. You have good accessories. I mean, the TV, it's 24 inches, and unless, I say this every episode, unless you're a giraffe, it's not going to work.
Well, unless there's like a bed or a couch behind her that she...
Yeah, but 24 inches? Dude, like, honestly...
I don't know why she would have put a 24-inch up there.
I don't know. She may, you know, I could just, in her defense, I'll say maybe she wasn't the one mounting it, the person mounted it, and then she was like, are you kidding me? And then that was that.
At least she managed the cables.
Yeah, at least that worked.
Made an effort.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, let's go to the next setup here. Next setup here is submitted by Matt, another fellow Matt, but this Matt is from Australia, and he's going for his bachelor's in education. Recently purchased their first home, which is awesome. Only been there for like maybe a month now, and plan on upgrading the desk. Let's see. Yeah, so basically, he just plans on later on getting like a generic IKEA desk, but for now, this is what he's got. And that's pretty awesome that he just moved into a house and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Kurt, how old do you think he is?
Well, he just moved into a house, so I'm going to say about 30.
30. He's 24. Nice try.
24 and he just moved into a house.
Well, he's in Australia.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that actually has anything to do with it.
Worst?
What?
Isn't their dollar like the worst, though?
Oh, yeah.
Really expensive for
I think it's like really, really... Like right now, it's almost like the worst it's ever been, right, Dad? Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, well, Australians, let us know. Anyways, so taking a look at this, the actual setup is not bad. Like, I get what he said. He wants to get a new desk. That's great. But he just moved in, so he's kind of like working with what he already had. And cable management's not bad. It's just the power supply at the bottom. Power strip, you got to get that up. And I'm sure he's not worried about that at this current second because he's going to just buy a new desk. But everything else is super clean, super nice. But here's my main issue, right? Yeah, the second photo. Thanks for skipping to that, Dad, before I even got to my point.
Well,
No, okay. Here, you ready? Let's pretend like that didn't happen. So, my main problem is that there's like no personality here other than Yoshi. But the second we look at the second photo, look at his room.
Personality.
Like, that is such an awesome corner of a room. Like, first off, the pop vinyl stand. I did not know that was a thing. I don't know if it's like custom made for pop vinyls that you could buy on Amazon, or it's like, you just repurpose something.
I mean, it's just a riser shelf that you can buy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But like, that is super cool. I love, all the stuff you have on there. The freaking N64 Pokemon edition. Like,
yeah, those are crazy.
Yeah, he's got the lightsabers on display. He's got
those are fucking nice.
Yeah, like look at all the stuff he has. It's like super, super cool. He even has R2D2 trash can, which is pretty cool. But that's not what we scored. We scored the setup.
The desk.
So I get it. He just moved in. Maybe he should have waited, but I think once he actually has time to like pimp out the setup with more personality all around, it will be better. But for now, do you agree with me? It's just like,
yeah, like I would have at least maybe found a spot for the pop vinyls.
Like,
then would have had some more bit of personality other than Yoshi.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, it's just sad because that side of the room is so awesome, and everything else is just bleh in the actual setup.
Yeah.
So it's, again, he's got great stuff, great display, great peripherals, great headphone holder, great computer. Really, everything is super nice. It's just he's waiting to get the one corner set, and oddly enough, that's the corner that we're judging. So it's kind of like, maybe he should have waited, but no big deal. Any final thoughts for him?
No, not really. Other than that, is a tank of a case.
You cut out. So
it's the 900D. I said that's a tank of a case he's got.
Oh yeah, that's a. I like that.
It's a Corsair 900D. It is huge.
Huge. Yeah, people are going crazy over the other side. It is seriously very, 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 very nice. I want to get a shelf like that with all the holes, and you could like put stuff in it. It's like very, very nice. I do want to get the pop shelf stand, And yeah, I love that's how people's setup should look. Look at the floor. Beautiful. It's vacuumed.
Clean.
Yeah. He's got, everything there that you could possibly need. I really, really like
This
it.
is IKEA, I think.
Yeah, it is IKEA. Yeah. Maybe the plant's IKEA too.
That's what Cameron has in his room.
Yeah, I know. All right, now let's move on to the next photo here. Next photo is submitted by Elliot. Elliot says, I built my gaming PC back in July last year, and I guess now he's full-fledged PC Master Race, judging by his wallpaper. He's got a sexy black glass desk for Christmas, and he recently bought the 23-inch monitor and LED strips, and yeah, so this is where he's at in life. So, first things first, how old do you think he is?
Let's say 18.
18. He is only 15. So
What?
for 15, it is nice. It's like a nice it's a nice setup. But here's the problem. First off, it's great that you love your black desk. You just didn't care about your cable management. And
Your
I get
cable
it.
management makes me want to rip my eyes out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Kurt, remember you got to tone that down. Because your cable
Do
management's
you need to
not
call
the
your
best either.
sponsor?
Shh, let's not talk about
But anyways, Kurt, with that aside, still, those desks are by far the hardest desk to cable manage. I mean, the people that do it, they either do it amazing or they do it awful. And
Or they own like a Mac and they only need the one cord.
yeah, they'll have like, the iMac and then the wireless peripherals and everything. But yeah, this is so close to just being epic. It's the starter pack for your setup, and I'm excited for you, honestly, because now you get to do the fun stuff. You get to get like posters for your walls. You get stuff to kind of fill it up with personality. Right now, you just have the actual equipment, Now you just got to do the work. So, do you agree with me that it's a nice setup, but it's just lacking the personality and the kind of care?
It's lacking a lot of personality. All I know is that he's pro PC Master Race, which is just good, but you've even got that right side of the desk empty.
Mm-hmm.
Put something there.
Yeah, which
Use
that was one of the other things, because it's like for usability, why is that monitor in the corner there? Like, what purpose does it serve? Like, I mean, granted,
I don't like it in that corner because it fits, but it's like
but like, what's the purpose? You know what I mean? Like, it definitely looks good, and I think that wallpaper is beautiful.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe you put a video there, but even then, it's kind of like off to the corner. It's weird, but I'm just nitpicking, and I know people have a drinking game anytime I say I'm nitpicking. And that's another game people have is like, the thing is, apparently that's another one. But yeah, I think it just needs some stuff on the walls. It needs cable management and a little bit more life to the actual setup itself. But as a starting point, Elliot, very, very nice.
Suncast said in the chat, and carpet, and I have to agree with that. That's not good. Especially if you have your power supply facing downwards towards the carpet, you're just going to suffocate it.
Anytime I say that on an episode, or even my dad says it, people give us a hard time.
It's got nothing to do with even the dust. It's got to do with
static electricity, and people say that's not true either.
Oh, that's not, oh yeah, okay.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that's how YouTube comments are. Yeah, I always recommend to just put it on a piece of wood. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just put it on a piece of wood. Why not? But anyways, let's go to the next setup, because this one is crazy.
This one is interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, guys, this is going to piss everybody and their mother off.
This guy wins.
No, Dad, he does not win.
He absolutely wins.
No. Because here's the thing. The far back photo makes it look badass. Go to the next photo. His setup sucks. Awful.
It's absolute. I'm sorry, it's garbage.
Disgusting, messy, unorganized. Yeah, no, in terms of an actual room to chill in and hang out, amazing.
Epic.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. We have, what's it called? A whole collection of... Let me read his email. Dad, you're messing everything up.
I'm trying to look at the guitars.
Okay, well, stop messing everything up. Just double tap.
Somebody said they almost got an org.
Oh my god. All right, so here it is. First off, I'm a big fan. My name is Max. I'm from New Jersey, and I take anything I can get to make my setup more badass. Like old stuff from family members that they no longer use.
Obviously.
And then he says that side of the room includes an N64, NES, SNES, GameCube, 360, PS3, Xbox One, Sega Genesis, Wii U, and a Wii. And he said he only bought about 3 of those because all of them were, from family. He said, I'm also really good at sniping items on eBay, so a lot of that is from there. But on the PC side, I basically have been working on that for about 2 years now. Let's see. He says he has a GTX 770 which works very well. He uses his desk for everything from schoolwork to gaming. He also plays guitar bass using Rocksmith 2014. And yeah, he just basically kind of went on with all the other things going on in his life. So, how old do you think he is? This is the part that pisses people off.
16.
12.
Yeah, he's 16. So you got that right. But yeah, so here's the thing, guys. Far back photo, great. Very, very nice. I mean, look at that. The couch has all the plush things with it. Looks very comfortable to play all your games. All the stuff hung on the wall. I mean, this screams personality, and it's just awesome. But when you actually look at his setup,
you want to vomit.
Because here's the thing. Let's talk about this. First off, the wires are just hideous and whatever. That's, even if I overlook that, it's still a mess. This looks like your typical MLG gaming YouTuber who just puts up like every possible thing except their cable management's like awful. Now, look at how the mouse pad has the gel, but when he does it, he's at like a weird angle. That desk is an L desk. It's not a corner desk. It's an L desk. And that's what I always stress to people. Why are you taking a freaking L desk and making it a corner desk? That's not the same thing. You're putting yourself into this sharp corner, and if you're there sitting comfortably, how are you using, like, you'd have to mount the monitors to be able to use that mouse pad in a decent way at all. But even then, your wrists are not going to be laying in the proper position when you're typing. That's got to be so uncomfortable. Am I crazy here? Or?
No, because, like, I see what you mean, because, like, if he's on the L where his keyboard is, then it's yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And I get it, like, some people are saying stuff about the subwoofer, but I don't think that's a problem. It's not the prettiest spot for it, but that's probably a very nice footrest. I used to use a subwoofer when I was younger as a footrest all the time, but I just think about usability. I think usability, I gave him like an awful score. I gave him an awful score when it came to wire management and all those things. Personality, he got a 10. But everything is just so messy, and I don't understand. I honestly don't, because how can you have such a clean, nice room overall, but then just not care about that corner? Because that's where you do the bulk of your PC gaming, because it looks like you own a fair amount, judging by your Steam library.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you just was like, fuck it.
Yeah. And
whatever.
Not only that, like, he's got the Corsair gaming speakers. He's got Razer peripherals, and like you could tell he takes this very seriously. Yep. But it just no. And even worse, to top it off, he's listening to country music. So,
is he?
I think
he's got
so.
Jason Aldean going.
Yeah.
Oh.
So and he's a Mets fan. No, I could care less about baseball.
He needs to fire up some Phil to fix.
Put some Phil Collins on, yeah, no. But yeah, he has a lot of guitars. He's got a lot of other stuff. So in terms of his room, insanely epic. Dude, your room is probably the coolest place to hang out, and you're 16. You have everything you could possibly need. 10 out of 10 for your parents letting you do this in the first place.
You've probably got a lot of friends.
Oh, yeah. They're like, hey, man, can I come over to your house? It's like, oh, how about we hang out at your house for once? Like, no, I'd rather not. I'd rather hang out at your house today. Yeah, no, he definitely has a lot of friends. It's a nice setup in terms of the whole room, but the actual setup is awful, and it's a disgrace to humanity. Yep. But anyways, let's go to the final setup of the show, submitted by Zach. He works full-time at Best Buy. He's an amateur auto photographer. He plays competitive Halo, and he does photo work, video editing, internet browsing, blah, blah, blah. He just talked about...
browsing was a hobby?
Well, no, I'm saying, like, that's what he uses his setup for.
Oh.
You douche nugget. He also said... when you're sitting and working at the desk, the only cables you see are the mouse, keyboard, and Astro headphone cable. Yeah, but... Okay, well, all right. So, with that in mind, How old do you think he is?
Say 19.
21. Nice try. Yeah. So I don't know what it is. I just don't like the flow of this setup. And I think my first issue has to be how close the monitors are. I zoomed in, and this stand has a lot of room to go back. Why is it so close? Because when you put that so close, your secondary display is even closer, and your actual room to keep your hands nice when you're like, I like to have like my new setup, which you guys will see in a video soon. I have so much room, and I really like it because it gives me, anytime if I need to just, like if I'm leaning here, or if I'm want to just type and not have any distractions. I mean, that just looks like you're in your computer monitor, and I don't like, and it's like a very messy desktop, and the placement is just awkward, and I don't like the side table because it just looks all out of place. And maybe I'm being crazy, but do you agree with me to some extent?
Yeah, but this is the thing I always go back to, is he's in the corner.
Yeah.
If you look at his second photo, he shoved himself in the corner. I don't like when people do that.
Yeah, like here's my thing. He obviously bought the desk wanting an L desk, but that's not even an L desk. It's almost to the point where it looks a little weird how you just have like this little stub coming out of the side. Stubby. Yeah, stubby. That's the nickname for this. But even weirder, I think he said in his email like his setup's done or something, but he's got one Fast and Furious poster, and that's it. It's just randomly placed. It's a very empty, bland room. It still looks like the starting point. And I think,
especially when you look at the further away photo, it's very bland.
Yeah. When you look at the second photo, it just looks messy. Like the desktop looks like he has everything. Like we get it, you vape, bro. But I mean, I had to get that joke in at least once. But literally, it just looks like he has so much going on. Like, don't get me wrong, the helmet, cool. PC, cool. Microphone, cool. Everything's great, but you're pushing yourself very like everything's to the front of the desk. Make it go back. Just push it back. I mean, Dad, how do you feel like he should really push his monitors back, or is that just me?
I don't know. I'm kind of he doesn't have the desk against the wall either. So it's kind of forward. Everything is forward. I don't know. I mean, if that's what he's comfortable with, then that's what he's comfortable with. It's not something I would do.
Yeah.
But it's if he's comfortable with it, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's all that matters. Like, of course, you submit to the show for my feedback, but as long as you like it, I mean, who really cares? I'm just some random guy on the internet. But still, my point of view is that everything's too close. Everything's in a very, very weird spot. I just can't find the right word to say it, but it definitely feels awkward. I mean,
and his keyboard needs to go back, because like this is how I like it. When I type, I like to have my arms on the desk.
That's what I was trying to say before. Like, I don't think I did a good job at explaining it, but like at my setup, I literally have enough room where both my hands, if like my arms, if I want, can just lay on my desk, and I'm still my fingers are right at the keyboard. I don't see how that's comfortable in any way.
Isn't that storage center too, like right where your legs would go?
Yeah, the storage thing is at a weird spot. He might, like, his left foot looks like he could just kind of swing that around, but his right one, if he pushes it out, he's going to be kicking a storage bin, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem ideal.
Bin needs to go.
Wait, you cut out again. There. Say it again.
That storage bin should not be there. Yeah,
the storage bin shouldn't be there. If anything, why is it not under the secondary desk facing you? Like, I doubt you use it enough to the point where you're like, every 3 minutes, let's get it. You're like, no, I don't think. And it's white. It just sticks out.
Yeah.
I thought you would go for black. Then again, I guess I didn't know you, Zach.
What?
Because his name's Zachary. It's supposed to be a joke, Kurt. Can you just laugh for once? Damn. Okay, good. Okay, anyways, last part of the show. Wait, do you have any final thoughts for Zachary or no?
Not really, other than that he's on the couch. They're not bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. I think Twitch dropped for a second, but YouTube's still going, and we're still streaming. But whatever. Okay, here we go. Final part of the show. We're going to be doing the scores. Sam scored a 66. Chris scored a 54. Ty's scored an 88, surprisingly getting first place. And I think, let's see, Ty's got 10 for theme. He got all 9 and 8s other than the 10. So he's almost at a perfect score. Just I think a few things would make that better. Scott got an 84. Surprisingly, got second place. I don't know how that worked. Melanie got a 56. Matt got a 78. And he, I believe, is going to be capable of getting 100. Because just from that corner, it's like, oh, once he goes to IKEA for his actual setup, I think he's going to nail it. Yeah. Anyways, Elliot walked away with a 50, still starter setup. Max got a 56. Could have been 100, but you didn't give a shit. Zachary got a 67. I'm beyond confused with that setup, but whatever. And that's going to do it, guys. So, Kurt, if you had to choose someone to win, who would it be?
Would definitely be Tiaz.
Tiaz? Ties. Oh, is it Tiaz? Oh, am I stupid? No, literally it's T-I-E-S.
I don't know. Ties?
Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. My dad's face palming right now. Let's go with it. Ties, Tiaz, same stuff. Anyways, yeah, I think I would agree with that because it's definitely creative. I just am so sad that Max couldn't surprise us a little bit more.
Yeah, because Max had such a cool setup. Yeah. It was just garbage.
So sad. That's actually, you just contradicted yourself. He has such a cool setup, it's garbage. But I know what you meant. But anyways, all right, guys. Last thing, Kurt, what's something that scares you?
Something that scares me?
Yeah, like you see it in your dreams. I mean, your nightmares, rather.
You?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, send pictures of my face to Kurt on Twitter at Kurt Grosser. Don't forget, I'm Matt Philly, at Matt Philly. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode 76, recorded live on February 21st, 2016. My name is Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly, and I already said that part, but anyways, okay, thank you so much, and I'll catch ya on a flippity flap. Boom.
Jesus.